one point. Virginia has come back to take the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Shooting actually hasn't been bad for both teams.
Well, but the difference is, though, Mike, that Virginia has 6 offensive rebounds. Now, you combine that with 10 turnovers for Clemson, just too many giveaways by the Tigers. That's why they're trailing in this game.
Virginia's out-rebounded Clemson overall 13-9. And again, as we're in the final week of this ACC season, very important for Clemson and Virginia trying to get some momentum heading to Atlanta in the ACC tournament.
Well, and Clemson, not to say that one has more at stake than the other. Clemson's in the NCAA tournament, but they desperately want to get that first-round bye down in Atlanta. And that is very much in doubt. They could end up anywhere, Mike, from 3rd to 8th in the conference.
Good pass inside to Booker.
Yeah, much too easy on an inline out of bounds to just get a steal and an easy layup like that.
It is so hard to make it to that championship game without that ball.
Yeah, and the last one, NC State doing it a couple of years ago, and actually giving North Carolina a pretty good fight in the final.
That bucket will count. Dre Grant with the foul. Purnell doesn't quite like it, but what a great play here.
Yeah, and it's ball did a couple circles around the rim before it went down, the friendly roll. But the thing I like about Virginia in this game so far, they are attacking the press to score. They're not attacking, then pulling it back out and running offense. They're being very aggressive against it.
And here's another guy, Tucker, who did not have a good game. Was scoreless in the game at Wake Forest, game Virginia lost.
But is capable. Had a 21-point effort against Maryland on the road, so you know he can play away from home.
At 12 points, 5 rebounds against North Carolina. Pretty solid game. But
good find.
And Potter's shot rims out. Mamadi Diani into the Virginia lineup. Terrence Oglesby is on him. Diani struggled shooting this year, but has had games where he's been able to knock down big ones. Zaglinski.
You made mention of the perfect up in Charlottesville, 6 of 6, 3 of 3 from downtown.
That's an and one at the other end. A good way to answer for the Clemson Tigers. Diani picks up the foul, his first.
That's his first 18th foul.
And that's a very frustrating play for a coaching staff, Mike. You get a nice basket down at the other end, Zaglinski with the made field goal, and then Clemson runs it right up your back for a 3-point play opportunity. You've got to convert immediately to defense and keep that from happening.
David Potter's already hit his per-game average here. Averages 5. He's got 6 in the first half. The junior from Severn, Maryland. As you see, Trevor Booker has gone to the bench for the Tigers. Landisberg and Potter's on him. Landisberg still has not scored. Diani blew the layup. Potter now guarded by Mike Scott. This bench has been so important in Clemson's big wins this year. They have gotten great play off their bench tonight. It's David Potter.
This scoring pace is a benefit to Virginia right now, especially on the road. Clemson would like a more high-octane game.
Wanted hit it.
That was a fair catch by Scott. It wasn't a rebound.
18 of Clemson's 29 points have come from the bench tonight. Diani caught in traffic. Tigers take it away.
When you're caught in traffic, you can't continue to dribble.
Potter open again. Not that time. It's Jamil Tucker with the rebound for Virginia. Mamadi Diani misses baseline. Diani just 13% from behind the arc this year. 5 for 28.
I think one of the guys maybe mostly affected by that new line, too. He used to toe up the old one, and that may just be a little bit out of his range now.
Just over a minute to play here in the first half, and Oliver Purnell We'll take a timeout for Clemson. Coming up after our game tonight. Boy, a big game up in College Park, Michael. Wake Forest, 10th in the country, taking on Maryland, a team that has surprised a lot of people second half of the year.
And I think they had a big win at NC State on Sunday and have played themselves right back into the NCAA tournament conversation, Mike. They've got a big week this week. That game critical. They find themselves at 500 in conference, and who knows what could happen as things go out here.
And what a great coaching job Gary Williams has done with that team this year.
Yeah, an atypical team, a smaller Maryland team than in years past, not the size inside of the shot blockers, but Gravis Vasquez has had a terrific season.
Boy, nobody seems to be able to stop him. Here we are tied with 1:04 left. Mike Hogwood, Mike Jaminski, good to have you with us for a busy night of ACC hoops. First of a doubleheader. Young, here's Oglesby. Oh, that's a quick three. Great tip out by Booker. Young for three. Andre Young with 5 points here in this first half.
Yeah, it's been the other players stepping up for Clemson so far, and that was a good kick out by Booker.
The Clemson bench has been huge. 21 points for the bench. A little give and go. Great play, and Jones gets his 4th point.
Nice high post release of pressure that time and providing the backdoor for the wing.
Shot clock is off. Clemson can take the final shot of the half. Young will take the deep three. Slapped away by Mike Scott. And the first half comes to an end. Oliver Purnell's Clemson Tigers lead by 1. Dave Leto trying to figure out a way to get his big-time freshman Silverberg going. He was held scoreless here in this first half. It is senior night. Separate partners of the ACC, Chrysler and Alltel. This is March, final week of the regular season in men's hoops, getting close to tournament time. The ACC Women's Tournament will begin this week in Greensboro, North Carolina. It starts on Thursday. You can see many of those games right here all the way up through the championship game on Sunday. Maryland is the top seed. Florida State, with their best season in women's history, is the 2nd seed in Greensboro. And next week, G-Man and I will be in Atlanta for the ACC Men's Tournament. You can be there too. Ticket available for the first time since 1966. They've gone on public sale.
Yeah, it's incredible. It almost seems something, I don't even know what the word would be. You know.
We know, though, it's a great chance for folks who have never been to one of the greatest sporting events in the country, the ACC Men's Tournament, to get a chance to go.
Do you think heresy would be too strong of a word to think that there are ACC tournament tickets for sale?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what kind of start Clemson gets off to here in the second half. And it's interesting, they've got 10 turnovers as a team. 7 different players have a turnover, so it's not one guy that you can put it all on. It's collectively making bad decisions.
And again, Casey Rivers did more for Virginia. Sylvan Landisberg did not score in this first half. Solomon Tapp getting the start. That guy's been hot. That's a 2 by Calvin Baker, who now has 14 to lead all scorers.
And 14 with only 8 shots, too, so he's being very efficient and seeing a big basket. Doesn't matter about the change of ends. He likes that rim as well.
Mike, what does Clemson have to do to get Casey Rivers going?
Well, the toughest thing right now,
Sykes is fouled.
For him is to not hunt his offense, and that's the hardest thing to do. And I don't know that you run anything special for him at this point.
First team foul. Raymond Sykes will be in
but that's, you know, the mindset is, Mike, you want to play so well in your last game that you just maybe get out of your normal rhythm.
You, of course, had such a great career at Duke. Was your senior night emotional like this?
Well, they surprised me by retiring my jersey and not telling me about it, so that threw me off. And I was talking with Ron Bradley, the Clemson assistant before the game. I was so emotionally out of it the first 10 minutes I couldn't function out on the floor. It took me that long to get back into the game and wound up having a pretty decent game. We won in overtime. As a matter of fact, it was against Clemson.
Sykes makes one of two. Yep, that number 43 still hanging in the rafters at Cameron.
Haven't fallen down yet. I'm in the rafters here at Clemson too. Tree Rollins is scoring on me in his in his banner up here.
One of the real greats in Tiger history.